What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, you guys are awesome. You guys are leaving tons of comments. I appreciate the fact that you guys are giving such positive feedback on this format. And yeah, we have a lot to catch up on. Now, I can't seem to get any closer than like 7 days away, or 7 days behind. And I want to just because the comments, sometimes it's just completely irrelevant. So this is going to be a speed round. I am going to try and get through as many as possible to see how much I can catch up on. So if I don't go too far into detail, I apologize. Like I said, hopefully this will only be a one-time or couple time thing just so we can get caught up and start doing this more regularly, and I can actually get more detailed into the comments. But Banana says, I don't care how many they print. This is in the soulbound print rate, and I think they should just be soulbound forever, but I do think there needs to be a way to prevent people from getting any more of a card they have maxed. I'd be down for that. It doesn't seem like they're in that position yet, but I wouldn't mind soulbound forever. I mean, if that's how it was sold, I'd be totally cool with it. But then again, there's potentially a lot of opportunity to burn significant DEC just to get these unlockable, which could be cool too. So Mondred says, I'm going to save a bunch of glint to max rebellion cards right off the bat. Smart move. Andrew says, okay, this is about the promo card event. Another proposal sent to fail so the team can run it as their event with all revenue going back to them. 200K to cover the costs. If it passes, then another proposal for 10K refractor packs to tank card prices. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to pass at this point, so... soulbound print rate, so we should be able to burn all cards for glint, soulbound or not. That'd be interesting. I mean, if we could burn some of the regular cards, but I don't know why people would do that unless you got a crazy multiplier. Although that's not a bad idea, Christopher. Imagine being able to burn like a regular NFT for like tons of glint, but then I don't know. I mean, I wonder how many people would actually partake in it. Okay, should the DAO hire devs? SS says, bottom line, they sold the nodes if they didn't make a development plan using the proceeds from the node sales. Well, keep in mind, the proceeds did not go to the team. The proceeds went to the DAO, okay? The proceeds went to the DAO. The team put together the entire sale for nodes, right? They put in whatever infrastructure to get the rewards and all that, but they didn't get a single cent out of it. Everything went to the DAO. Everything was either burned, 80%, or the 20% that was given out went to the DAO. So just want to make that very, very clear, because the plan was supposed to be for the team to be fronting the bill. And so far they haven't been able to do so, which is why they're trying to get some DAO help, because that's where the funds went. Okay, so did you notice people are unstaking? So SS says, the fact that we can't get a listing because the team had 2 full years to develop node infrastructure and completely failed to do so is a massive problem, one that completely is the fault of the team. No argument there. I mean, they said that it was coming and it still hasn't. So soulbound print rate shouldn't be an issue. Okay, I'm going to go with Renee. Hopefully I'm saying that right. If I'm hoping the potions and merits at first... I'm hoping to get potions and merits at first for my burn cards, but energy as a way of growing my SPS stack sounds good too. I agree. I'm very much looking forward to see what the pricing is for that. All right, soulbound print rate. Deep Source. What up, Deep Source? By the way, have you been checking out the colony token? I have been going heavy. I have more than 2 million tokens right now. That's a lot. At least it's a lot more than me. All speculation, but in my opinion, price is super low. Yeah, I mean, I'm buying slowly and steadily, but again, I'm buying like $3 per day. I'm just selling whatever SPS I have. I'm not too worried about it though. I have GLX stake, I have SPS stake, so I'll be getting some as we go along. Hopefully it goes to the moon. That would be awesome. All right, so Mondra says, yes, we only pushed SPS from 1.5 to 3.5 with land and rebellion, but that's because we had to absorb the outstanding 7 billion DEC that was already there. Now that that's gone, we're primed to pump. I don't disagree. I mean, that's a good point, Mondra. That is a good point. We had a lot there, but yeah, again, we'll have to wait and see. Even still, if it took we still minted, right? We still at this point have minted like over 1 billion, maybe 2 billion DEC from where we were, right? No, maybe 1.5 billion or something like that. We were getting down close to like the 4 billion range, I thought. So it's still a significant amount. All right, so Samuel says, can we do another Ruse airdrop type of event to award SPS supporters? We can. The DAO just needs to someone just needs to put a proposal together and we vote it in. All right, so can SPS even hit 10 cents without a listing? Bitcoin 6 says, with enough manipulation, anything is possible. All we need to do is find a way to lock up and create demand for something to use SPS, and the proposal will trigger. The problem is printing lots of SPS. Yep, don't disagree there. New user says, well, it can certainly hit 1 penny. I'm starting to become of the mindset that will probably be a thing, just because I'm hearing so many bulls, Splinterlands bulls, Splinterlands whales, expecting the same. So Icy Flow is saying SPS having scrap validators, copy a good layer 2 coin, and fork to ETH. I mean, even ETH layer 2s are having issues. I think they're going to have some issues with scaling. Yes, the fees will be cheaper, but I don't know that ETH is going to be the best option for us. That being said, it's not like I'm the biggest fan of Solana or Polygon or any of the other ones. Like at the end of the day, they're all going to charge fees, and there's always going to be scaling issues. And the fact is, like, when you combine 400 cards together, if that's considered like 400 transactions, holy crap. I mean, it doesn't matter what chain you're on. The gas fees for that are going to be insane. So right now, it makes sense for us to be on Hive, at least for the time being, as much as I don't like it. All right, Benjamin, moving to another chain like Solana would be great marketing and can help. I don't disagree. Like I said, I mean, I think there's definitely benefits, pros and cons. I just listed a bunch of the cons, but obviously there's definitely pros to it too. So Aura Sanders says, maybe if we get the Grain LP NP, rid of 2 million Chaos Packs, end of Rebellion sales, after all that, we finally exit the beta version of the game. It's stuck in ages, and we'll probably reach and hopefully grow to 10 cents. Yeah, like I said, my target for the bull run is 10 cents. I hope that we can hit it. I don't think anything is guaranteed, though. So we'll see. Nicola says, with focus on new player experience and new battle system, I personally think the team can't miss 1 penny. Okay, so I think that I don't know if you miswrote that, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. So Renee, the major problem with just looking at SPS price is that old players don't really buy SPS. Old players already have huge bags and they earn SPS. Yes, that's why they're net sellers. That's why there's so much downward pressure on the price. When the rest of the market was pumping in Q1, Bitcoin going and hitting new all-time highs, we were going down. We topped out 3.5 cents in December, and we have not been back there anytime recently. But I don't disagree. We need to create demand for new players. So RK says maybe if land is up and running, we go to like 50% operation, maybe, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be 2.0. Okay. Lots of stuff here. Trigger warning. I think they had a good run, but it's over. Land failed. Soulkeep failed. Nodes failed. GLX failed. Mooncart's on its way to failing, and Arcade Colony, well, who's actually building real games on Hive? I don't believe anybody else is really building on Hive. That's the scary thing, right? I haven't seen another game that is at the level of Splinterlands, which Splinterlands is still a tiny micro-cap game, but nobody else is paying attention to Hive. Now, Land failed. Land is incomplete, but yeah, I mean, 1.5 was not what people expected. Soulkeep, maybe it's coming. Nodes definitely failed, but hopefully they're still coming. GLX failed. Yeah, I would say in terms of like getting a bunch of people in for V1, did not do it. Mooncarts I'm excited for though. So we'll have to wait and see what things or how that plays out. All right, Cedric saying when BTC gets to 100 or 150K, everything's going to explode. Profits will feel like free money everywhere with Euphoria. Dude, I hope so. I hope that a ton of people, we wouldn't even need new people in the game. You would just need some of the whales here to make a ton of money on Bitcoin and ETH hitting new all-time highs and bringing those profits into the game. Or not even whales, just regular players. All right, so John Wick saying that's a valid question, and I'm not sure how or if it's possible under current conditions. Maybe the bull run will spike it up a bit. But yes, it does depend on the team's timing. So Super Muffin, I love Splinterlands and I'll stick with them. That said, I started Pixels and Illuvium accounts. I've also been looking at the Epic Games blockchain section, and I'm so happy for you, Super Muffin. There's a lot of really cool games out there. I've been having a blast with Parallel, and I know that I want to jump into Illuvium. I mean, I'm keep hearing good things about Pixels too, so maybe I should check that out. But Illuvium, definitely people have been telling me about. That's Illuvium, Cypher, Pixels, Heroes of Mavia. I have on my phone, but I haven't jumped into it yet. All right, this is Prime stuff, so I'm just going to leave it for now. Let's see. Although somebody commented about SPS, only 10x more expensive than SPS market cap-wise. Yeah, but hey, it's done at 10x already. Just keep that in mind. It was $2 like back in October, and I wish I'd bought more. All right, so good video. Thank you, Supreme Victory Network. All right, so Bales M says, the 10-cent constraint doesn't sit well with me. How is this actually going to happen? Now, keep in mind, I'm reading this stuff from like a week ago, but the proposal just passed. So with the 10-cent constraint, I believe. So Vivo Sky, maybe it'll reach 0.001 as nobody talking about going down. Most think it goes up, but the big picture is it keeps going down. Yeah, well, again, when there's nothing happening, SPS goes down because people sell. But when there's actually releases or some type of reason to hold it, we saw it in July of last year when SPS Staking went live. We saw it in March of last year when Vruz was there, right? We've seen catalysts happen before. The problem is that they are so far and few between. All right, so Jedi Elf just says more players. Thanks, Geeked Out and Brave Tuofu, for saying that you enjoy the format. Compy saying the only way SPS will ever be successful is if it becomes an investment outside of our ecosystem. Gala, Axie, and all of them built billion-dollar market caps, not because gamers are buying. I agree. I mean, investors are a big part of the game. I mean, gamers coming in are looking to, let's be honest, like they're probably going to be smaller level players, and that's how you get the long tail, right? Sure, you're going to have definitely some players that have capital and bring it in, and that's kind of why I'm still somewhat bullish, because we wouldn't need that many people coming in wanting to play at Diamond and throw a couple $1,000s into a game. Finding those people is difficult. Finding those people in a bull run when every other project is popping off is even more difficult. Finding those people who don't want to go to those other projects and get them to come here to this very obscure blockchain called Hive is just like the cherry on top. So I think it's still going to be very difficult, even though we don't need that many people. So player staking, could that be a positive price spiral, says Jedi Elf? I don't think player staking is actually even a thing. I don't think it's even in the white paper. I know people have talked about it for a long time, but I would ask Matt at the next town hall. But from what I remember from even him talking about it, I don't think that's anywhere on the roadmap. I think that they might have abandoned it at this point. Sorry, I'm not trying to I'm just saying that it doesn't make any sense at this point, and I don't think that they're going to spend time doing it. And then to answer your question, I don't mean to dismiss it. I don't think that would create a positive price spiral either, because we're already staking. So it's just a matter of staking on a specific player, right? So right now I get 11% or 10%, whatever it is, for just staking regularly. Now I have to choose the right player in order to get that 10% versus something lower. I don't think that necessarily does much, especially when people have way more SPS than they actually need. Or a lot of folks do. All right, this is on my 6-month review. Still nothing changed. This is from Fred Solo. It was thought that the only way to save the game was to give old players who had already made a lot of money from it even more at the expense of new players. The old players made a killing from the game and still wanted more. As I said, no one puts any more money into it seriously. Would you recommend Splinterlands to your friends? Oh, that's a tough question. You're asking me at a bad time because I'm having fun playing other games. Would I recommend it to my friends? Again, it's a very unique type of game. I think it's a very unique type of player. I would definitely recommend people to check it out. I mean, I'm making content here, and I've definitely told a lot of folks about it. I think that there is opportunity there. Again, not from an investment side, but that's where you lose folks, right? But from a game perspective, it's just a really expensive game to get into compared to a lot of other things in Web3 right now. All right, so Mitch is saying only expectation for land for the last 3 months was Grain LP. I'm not sure what is holding them up, but otherwise pretty happy with the release. People will get bored and put more plots cheap for me. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what took them so long, but I'm assuming it had something to do with the new player experience. All right, 12 does that too. I like the format. Shout out to 12. Make sure you guys go check out his content. All right, so I agree. He's delivered a bunch of stuff, and a couple small delays and bumps are basically non-factors. But when Land 1.5 came out, it really sounded like 1.6 wasn't far behind. I agree. There's a lot more here. Okay, other than that, biggest disappointment was Matt saying he doesn't think we can even get a tier 1 listing without NPE, even if this is how he feels, saying it sent shockwaves to the player base. Yeah, I mean, you're right. We had 15 proposals that came in because of that one statement. So validator is such a key. Why was it shelved? Again, I don't know that we'll ever truly find out what was going on behind the scenes last year, but I can probably say with a certain degree of confidence, 2 layoffs in 12 months and a CEO change, there probably wasn't much going on last year in terms of productiveness. And I think we saw that, right? Q1 was pretty good. And then from there, land just became this bottleneck that stopped any other development. And I mean, so far for people who say land killed the game, I think I even had a video that, clickbaity title that had that. I don't think that is far off. Now, did it kill the game? No. But did it kill all of the momentum in the game? Absolutely. We lost a lot of large holders, a lot of influencers, a lot of streamers last year. So there's no denying that happened. That is just an objective fact. Did it kill the game? No. There's still a lot of hardcore supporters. People spent stupid amounts of money on Rebellion. I was surprised pleasantly. But where we go from here, I have no idea. All right, so Andrew says the whole exchange proposal is such a mess because the DAO manager who is supposed to be leading this shirks responsibility because the whales he's in contact, like Dave, will only support this under their own terms. I mean, again, the DAO manager isn't supposed to just like dictate what happens. They've just been putting stuff up. Actually, it's not even them. It's other people posting it, right? So I don't know how you want the DAO manager to handle that. Again, it's not supposed to be something where, you know, he goes in and just dictates what happens. If we want to give him that power, we can, but we have to vote on it. So John Wick says, this is respectful. Thanks for doing it. Oh, in terms of the format. Oh, well, I'm glad you like it. Sorry, 35K packs. Why everybody keeps saying that? Didn't people check it out? Okay. It's like 30,000 packs left for, moon carts. This is my favorite. You're betraying Splinterlands. Gonna heart that one for sure. I used to be an anti-Matt anti-fan. I've completely flipped. He's doing a good job. I agree. Let's see. 6 months. Okay, so iHorus, have you seen the stuff said on Twitter? Holy cow, people are losing their minds over the listing. I'm getting a little worried. Matt needs to help the players or maybe lose the whole game. SPS is very low and still dropping. Yeah, I mean, the whole, I don't want to get into it. The reason I stayed out of the fray was because everybody's being so emotional about this damn listing, right? So I just, honestly, and I said this before, I said this on the last stream, I just don't care. I just don't care anymore. So like, and that is the scariest part. That is for people that want to find some kind of FUD or whatever. That's the scariest part. When people stop caring, that's when you should worry. And right now, at least when it comes to the listing, right, to the SPS listing on a major exchange, I literally don't care. I don't care what happens. I'm voting for it. I'm trying to, you know, have conversations with folks and give them a platform. But outside of that, I just don't care. Right. I'm looking forward to the game changes, but where the token price goes, all that stuff, like, you know, it's on the team. They got to make this happen. So that's what it is. And the community's gonna do what it's gonna do. I'm distracted. Pleasantly distracted with other stuff going on. The rest of the bull market is raging, and I'm not saying this to be salty or to throw shade. It's just, it is what it is. There's so much drama here, and this is, you know, I'm going to take a quick aside here because I said this to someone else recently. Like, again, when I post about like Parallel, for example, everybody it reminds me of 2021 Splinterlands. It gives me that nostalgia. Whereas when people come into the game now, everybody's just fighting and bickering. And I don't even mean to dismiss that because people are being genuine and passionate and all this stuff. And like, I get it. But I just don't want to be around it. Sorry. I just don't want to be around it or caught in the middle of it. Cause people are, you know, they get super emotional about it. Lots of name calling, lots of mudslinging. And, yeah, I just want to play a damn game. I just want to play a damn game, make a cup of coffee at the end of the week. Is that cool? Cause that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm enjoying it. All right, so XDeath says, in my opinion, all reductions are great, but we need more. Inflation is crazy. Most that are complaining about removing LPs right before the bull run. Yeah, I mean, one of the big reasons that I wasn't necessarily for it is because, I mean, and this affects me, right? But anybody who's in there, like, the impermanent loss sucks, right? If I were to pull everything out now, the impermanent loss sucks. And so it's like, I put in liquidity to, obviously, I wanted to make a good return from it. But I was trying to support the game, right? I could have just bought SPS. I could have just done something else, but I put it in the LPs because I wanted to support that aspect of it. And then SPS has just been on an absolute downward spiral. I think it was like 9 cents a year ago. And, you know, wherever it's at now, like 2 cents or something like that. So it just sucks. And it's like, kind of like a slap in the face, but I get it. People voted for it. I'm not going to sit here and argue against it. You're asking my four are against it. So I'm letting you know. That's why I was against it. I voted against it. I lost. That's fine. I can move on. The other thing I will say to this though, XDeath, is yes, I agree. We need to reduce more, but where? Where do you do that without, you know, pissing off more people? So you pissed off some of the investors with the LPs. Do you do that with node licenses and then have node licenses, crash? Do you do that with the game? I don't think that you can do that with the game in any aspect, right? Guilds, tournaments, or ranked, because people love that, and that's how we're going to get people to come into the game. So at the end of the day, it's just like we need to slow it down, but we also need to get the price of SPS up. It's a chicken and egg problem. Okay, sounds good. Less inflation. I want number go up, says Boom. Bitcoin Sig says, I'm against as well. This is liquidity pool changes. I think it will hurt liquidity, which is kind of a big deal since we don't have major exchange liquidity. People don't want to put $1 million into a crypto project they can't get out of. Furthermore, the inflation argument is a moot point because the white paper makes the distribution 5 years. Yeah, I don't disagree, but like I said, I'm over it. So it is what it is. Pops fishing. Oh, this is parallel. Oops. Token to 20x in a year would be interesting. You know what? Okay, so actually we will talk about this real quick. There's a couple things, and I don't want to make a video comparing the games because that's just going to probably come off the wrong way. But, any clues what we can take to improve Splinterlands? There's a couple things that I've seen so far. It's free to play. That's fantastic. I mean, aside from the fact that, they have they have a ton of money. It's well polished. It's a good game. These are the things that I think Splinterlands could actually do in terms of taking a little bit of a page out of their book. There's a battle pass. There's a free to play version, right? There's different ways in which people can kind of integrate or get involved with the ecosystem. Again, it's not as investor focused. But that is also Splinterlands' competitive advantage. So I'm not saying that Splinterlands should get rid of that, but they do offer a lot of different opportunities and things like that for people to get involved in the game. Now, the other thing too, which I've been talking about recently, is with Icy Flow. I think on the recent live streams, you can only win up to like 5 games or earnings for up to 5 games. And so it's not like this endless thing, whereas in Splinterlands it is, right? So the idea that maybe you could do, an unlimited amount of games and you can get an unlimited amount of like reward shares from that, although they need to tweak things now. That could be kind of cool if you're only capped at earning for like 12 games per day or something. So there's a lot of just cool ways in which they're doing things. Again, I'm thinking about too much of this on the spot, so I don't remember everything. But yeah, I don't know. Like for example, they have this NFT item called the Core, which provides like you can earn a 6th win, for example, or earnings from a 6th win. It'd be cool if like validator nodes did that too. If validator nodes gave you an extra energy per day, right? So it's just giving more value to different assets around the ecosystem, making them more interconnected. Okay, so let's move on from that because I'll have to give that more of a thought. All right, Cedric says the real treat to this game is the DAO. Now the crybabies can take actions to make the game so unstable. All right, Raceland says, I think everyone's too emotionally charged about everything in this game and individual crypto cycles rather than thinking objectively long term. I expect to still be playing this game 20 years down the road. Once crypto has taken over as a primary financial system, everyone acts like this is the last bull run. If we don't make this, one life will crumble and the project will die. Okay, so to your point, I'm not going to go through the rest of this, but I see what you're trying to say here. To your point, my expectations have definitely taken a much longer or much lower time preference, which was not necessarily the case. Like I wanted to see how well Splinterlands could perform. If you'd asked me like a year ago, I wanted to see like, can Splinterlands performs by 2025? Like if they don't, am I out? Like, what happens then? But at this point with the CEO change, with a lot of things and, seeing where Matt is taking the game now, I'm kind of, maybe it's sunk cost fallacy too, right? I have my assets in. I don't have any plan on selling them anytime soon, and I'm already looking forward to the next bull run, right? Because SPS inflation is just out of control. So at this point, I've said it before, and again, I'm not saying this to be salty or shady. It's just like we have 3.5 more years of some of the biggest pools in the game. So I think we could absolutely poop out a dud in this bull run and then prime ourselves for the next one. But that's fine because I'll just be playing and at the end of the day, the game is fun for me. Unlike many others who might just be playing it for the earnings, right? The game is actually fun for me. So I plan to continue playing it and, enjoying all the different releases. I'm very excited for all the things from a gameplay perspective that the team has planned. So Keeg says, I like this format. You don't have to apologize about the gold foil, Oceanus. That's on me. All right, so liquidity pool changes. Mondert says, looking at the white paper for the SPS distribution like this really helps me understand why we can't get new players. The same exact amount of SPS is allocated to just staking your SPS and going AFK as there is actually playing the damn game. Yeah, I know. I mean, there's so much, and it's just going everywhere. It's just being given out everywhere. I would think that one of the only ways that you should be able to earn SPS in this game is by playing it. sue me, right? Sue me. But like, come on, that should be one of the only ways that you are able to earn it. But they're trying to be a DeFi platform in many ways, and this is the price you pay for that. Splinterlands will hear this infidelity. I bought some Prime and I'll probably DCA more. Hell yeah. Oh, whoops. I keep doing parallel stuff here. All right. So it might be a little off topic, but watching your video, I very randomly got an idea. We just recently got a way to distribute our SPS earnings into a different account to automatically burn into DEC. Wait, I didn't know that. Instantly for those rewards to come to Liquid SPS and maybe give an incentive to do so. Maybe it's a bad idea. It does incentivize also selling in Liquid rewards, but it would burn a lot of SPS. You know what? I'm in for anything that's going to burn SPS. I don't mind if we're able to burn staked SPS, for example, for DEC to have immediate liquidity. But then that SPS is gone forever, right? All right. To be honest, this is from TTDD. Main Splinterlands' problem is that it's built on Hive, and nobody in crypto gives a single F about Hive. I don't disagree. Liquidity pool from Techno. Why is nobody talking about the pools that went to zero APR some days ago, such as voucher swap.hive, DEC died? There's no information on it on any channel. There were proposals and they went away. Sorry if I didn't make a specific video or if nobody else made a specific video, but it definitely was not. It was just proposals that were passed. So Christopher says, Matt has done a great job. Until he gets card supply under control, though, nothing matters. The game will continue to flounder. He was on the right track with that and then suddenly switched directions. We will not get an influx of players if the assets aren't attractive to buyers. My only hope now is that we pick up the mantle on his idea to run 1,000 bots. Well, it sounds like we're going to get team bots in the game very soon. Blockchain Boy Roy says, I hope they can release the Riftwatcher set closely after NPE. I'm assuming this would be like the mini set. This could lead to a big lockup of some SPS. Their timing is important now. Well, keep in mind, it's probably going to be a burn situation. I don't think we're going to lock up SPS, although we really should, if you think about it, so that the DAO can just take it. All right, so Christopher saying also against it. I didn't participate in any LPs, but for the tiny amount of shifted inflation, I think the potential damage is too big. I don't disagree. Swelling puts itself as a game. Okay, cool. Somebody's sleeping, so cool. All right, all eyes on Soulkeep launching ASAP to the world. Then Double Coconut do some actual marketing. Yeah, I'm actually more excited about Double Coconut's marketing at this point. I think they have a much broader reach and a much larger reach for marketing. I mean, we've already seen them have articles in major Web3 gaming publications cover them, just talking about the sale and doing an interview, right? Like Splinterlands has launched a bunch of stuff, right? We launched Rebellion, we launched the land expansion, we launched a bunch of things. We've gotten zero coverage, right? Matt has maybe done a couple of what's that called? Like a couple of like influencer interviews, but I think they might even be paying for those, right? I remember hearing, if I heard it right, the last one that he did, not the Koinos one, but the one before that, which was a fantastic interview. I think he said it was like the guy who did it said it was like a sponsored post or something, or a sponsored video. All right, so again, I'm excited about Soulkeep. So Colda says, I think we need to wait until the printer of SPS goes out of print. Yep. All right, let's see. How far are we? Oh, man. Okay, this video is already long, so we're just going to leave it a little bit longer, and I'm going to rip through. I've always appreciated, this is from Icebird, I've always appreciated your blunt honesty in your videos. Seeing again here in this video as you respond to these comments is a big reason I continue. Well, thank you, Icebird. I appreciate you so much. All right, so forgot my info. I find it hilarious that SPS going to $1 is being looked at as a negative. I did not hear any good reason. Fair enough. Dave has his reasons. If you disagree, I don't think that's wrong. All right, so I got mine to 3,500 so far. Started season 1 in gold. Very nice. My bot got to champion today or yesterday. Very excited about that. All right, you don't want to hear it, and you won't acknowledge it most likely, says SS. But bots and autoballers are why SPL doesn't take off and doesn't resonate with gamers. You and Dwayne and literally all the influencers using bots are part of the problem, not the solution. It's just honesty. Well, I heard it, I acknowledged it, and I fundamentally disagree. So again, I don't want to bot. I don't want there to be battle helpers in the game, and I've never used a battle helper. So I will say this, that until the game changes, until the game changes, I don't see anything wrong with using it in Wild, for example. It's just in Modern and other areas where it is. And if people want to remove it from Wild, that's fine. Again, I'm not even going to necessarily vote against it. I know I said I would, but I don't know, man. It goes against a lot of what the founders were trying to create. But, Matt has already shifted quite a bit on the whole decentralization or decentralized approach. So at the end of the day, if it just comes down to making a good game, then I'm for it. But, if you think we're part of the problem, then that's fine. I can respectfully disagree. So Marco says, here's the thing, Aftersound. Isn't it strange that all humans are struggling a lot more this season? Well, it's because the bots can't talk. I just watched another YouTuber talk about the same increase in difficulty. When I was struggling, I don't know if it was just the fact that lower match liquidity meant that I was just facing a bunch of higher rated folks. When all NPE is done, don't you think Chaos will be near to rotate out of Modern? Well, no, Chaos is probably not going to rotate out for another 15 months, maybe summer of 2025. So if they do get NPE done by the end of this summer, we'll have a full year. He decided to turn his bot on again. I've never turned it off. LOL. Very well. Very good, Ron. You have saved yourself a lot of time. Vishal says main reason they decided reduce rewards, which take away entire purpose of SPS staking, as rewards are based. Okay, fair enough. Oh, this is a long one from Crypto Zard and Bex. What's up, guys? Bro, don't feel ashamed going back to using your bot to free up your time. The real issue is that Splinterlands really don't give us a reason to play the game, and most would have left straight up if they couldn't bot. That's the sad truth. That's what nobody wants to talk about. But, it is what it is. All right, so Splinterlands is slow doing updates. Splinterlands being a card game does limit the heights we can get to. I entered Web3 playing SPL, and it's sad how little the game cares about its community. I wouldn't say that the game doesn't care about its community. I would say that Matt and team, Nate and Investigator, they all actually interact with the community a lot more than I've seen other projects do. But to your other points, I don't disagree. I mean, there's a lot of pitfalls that they have unfortunately gone down. Asmon says, you don't like playing against secret bots and ballot helper Siler and whoever turn on privately because it's not against terms of service, but only use it. Big shocker. They need to update terms of service and put punishments. Yeah, well, it sounds like they will. Why are tourneys free now? I don't know, actually. Let's see. He's the real reason. Heaties is the real reason. SPS price fell. That's all. Emotional decision as well as rational. Here's the real reason. SPS price fell. That's all. Emotional decision as well as rational. If SPS was 6 cents, he'd be making 10 videos. How much it can go up and how awesome Modern is, which hopefully will come and will be great. Yeah, well, so I did the math for you. If you actually watch the video, Asmon, I actually calculated out over the next 3 months how much SPS would I be losing out on, right? And you're right. If SPS was 6 cents as opposed to 2 cents, it would be significant. It would be $400 more, right? Or $600 more rather than just $200 more. So I just coughed up the $200, bought more SPS, and yeah, you can thank me. you can thank me for putting a little buy pressure on SPS. So that's what it is. So now I'm covered. All right, I bought every other season to get an understanding of the ever-changing meta. I can do the same. Cool, C-Dip. That's not a bad idea. All right, so sorry I smurf. Well, in Modern, you are winning a lot more SPS than in Wild, and that can pay your day very well. The reason why you don't play Modern is because you get wrecked by the battle hoppers and bots in Modern. Well, that's one part of it. But again, I don't even know. It's just again, it could just be me. I'm not going to sit here and complain about bots and battle hoppers when I don't have any evidence, but if I just suck at the game, right? If I just suck at the game, then I'd rather just turn the bot on if the bot's available. Asma says 2 ads in 6 minutes after the video started. WTF. Sorry, dude. I don't. You got to blame YouTube. I don't do anything special. I just hit the monetization button. So they're really trying to sell you something. So Rick, I switched over after playing for about 3 months in Modern when they changed the rules. I just couldn't keep up to do the time. Yeah, I realized that I had been playing since they made the change to Modern. In July of last year, I'd been playing for like 9 months straight, almost 9 months straight, doing all of my energy. I don't think my energy ever hit up to 50. So, yeah, maybe it's burnout. Somebody said that it could be burnout. Maybe it's that. I don't know. The DAO should run bots in Modern. Good idea. SPS is not an issue. All right, so Keegs, I really like this idea. I think the account should just stack SPS. I don't disagree. Well, I would like for them to burn it or the DAO stack it. Absolutely for it. All right, this is all for the DAO. Should run bots. Not really. Ban bots from Wild too. So see, Nicola's all for banning bots. I thought I was going to love this video, says Christopher. As Matt said, I do love the idea. I think running bots that don't earn with real cards is possibly one thing that can save the game. Oh, but you don't like the fact that I was saying to use Nifty. Fair enough. All right, sound reasoning as always, says Brave Tofu. No shame in botting. It's a feature of the game. I have 3 accounts. My main, which I play in Modern, and 2 others that I bought in Wild. Very cool. Defiz, we need to make sure the bots aren't playing bots. I mean, it's all. What's my bot's name? I don't even know. I don't have a bot. Oh, it's Archmage. If that's what you're asking, that's what I still use. You're all good after sound. I had a brutal time in Modern trying to go. See, I wasn't the only one. But I was having that brutal time in Diamond. Yeah, Parallel is really good. I'm hooked now. Oh, okay. Cool. Great idea. Thanks, Tick 5000. The number of bots could be based on the number of active battles. Okay, very cool. Man, okay, we just got to 4 days behind. And this video is... Oh, my gosh. All right, you guys are going to have to watch on like 2x speed or something. You know what? I'm going to do another one of these tomorrow, and then hopefully we can get caught up. Sorry, guys. I did try to go as fast as I could. Hopefully you're still enjoying the format, and hopefully you are appreciating the fact that I am trying to acknowledge every single one of you here, but we will get caught up and try to stay within a better pace moving forward. But that's all I got for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.